Say ah. Good. Keep saying ah. There you go. Big. One more. We're done. Fantastic. Ooh. You're all set. Yeah, it's a little rough.
Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. It's been a while since I've last seen you guys. What can I say? 2020 has been pretty much a shit show for me and a lot of other people, but I'm back today, guys. Gonna make a GSF video showing you how to do some inexpensive preventative maintenance for your rear differential, for your torque converting rear diff on a Lexus GSF RCF if you have it. So let's check it out, okay guys? So currently my GSF just hit 25,000 miles, and for the price of my children wanting to begin the videos. Hi baby, how you doing? French is gonna get a haircut today, guys, because he's a little overgrown. Right, French? That's right. Anyway, 25,000 miles on the car for about $90 for the replacement oils that I paid. This is cheap insurance to make sure your rear diff and your couplers on the side of the torque vectoring differential are fresh with oil and good to go for another whatever time interval that you're going to change it. I'm most likely going to change it again at 50,000 miles just because, okay? So the fluid that I decided to use is not OEM fluid. I went with one of the best oils out in the market today, and that is AMSOIL. So I'm using AMSOIL. Most of you guys out there in the world know AMSOIL makes some of the best oil lubricants out on the market today. I ordered it directly from their website. So 2 quarts of Severe Gear 75 W90. That's going to be for the center diff, which were, I believe, $12.99 a piece. And then for the couplers on the side of the main diff, this is for the torque converting section that actually splits torque between left and right rear wheels. It calls for automatic transmission fluid, and yet again I went with AMSOIL, 100% synthetic. You could use Toyota's transmission fluid WS. That's what it's rated for, but this is going to be a lot better, so that's what I went with. And as you could probably see, let me see if I can find Toyota. There you go. Toyota WS approved. So we're good to go here. And this was about $14.99 each. So the rear diff takes about 1.5, I believe. And the side couplers take about 0.75 on each one. So we're going to have a little bit of extra, but that's totally fine. Let's go ahead and get the car up. I have my quick jack set up already. We're gonna lift her up safely, make sure she is level. I mean, she's gonna be pretty level because it's gonna be lifted up, just basically straight up in the air here. Charlie's looking for his girlfriend, Raina. She's not there though. So let's lift her up and I'll show you how easy this process is. Up we go, up we go. All right, and just like that, we are up in the second lock position. Only thing I'm gonna do is get some jacks and put it under the front of this lift for extra safety measures. So just in case if it does decide to go down on us, it's gonna hit these, even though it is on its own locks, but better be safe than sorry, especially since I have Frenchie under the car always and not listening to me. So For those of you guys that always comment, why is your dog under the car? It's not safe. Well, he's the supervisor, so he does what he wants. But he's safe, so don't worry, guys. Everything, if I'm going under, he could be under there. All right, guys, so we are making our way downtown, walking fast, yada yada. Let me show you where these drain and fill plugs are. So this right here is the left coupler. You got your drain plug, and right up there is your fill plug. So same thing on the other side. That's for the torque vectoring section right here. Then on the rear diff itself, if you look on the driver's side, that right there is the fill plug. And on the passenger side bottom, right there, is the drain plug. So what you always do is you loosen your fill plugs first, just because you want to make sure you could get them open and you're able to fill fluid back into it. Because let's say you open your drain plugs first, you drain out the fluid, and then for some reason you're not able to open the fill plugs, well, that's not going to be a good day. So we'll open up the top ones on all of them, break them loose because they're on there pretty tight, and then we will open the drain plugs and drain it out. All right, so for good old sake of time, while I'm trying to get these loose, I got the diff loose, top and bottom, so I'm just gonna start draining this. And let me tell you, this is gonna shoot out from here, go straight into my exhaust pipe, and leak down. So Frenchie, my friend, you're gonna have to go because you're gonna get covered in oil and then I'm gonna get killed. So mosey on down, brother. Mosey on down. So let me undo this. And if you've been driving your car, be careful because this is going to be a little warm, and I did drive the car about 20 minutes ago. All right. It is pretty clear still, which is a good sign. It's flowing out like that because I didn't open the top bolt all the way, which is actually good because it's preventing the oil, god damn, splashing all over the fucking place. There we go. Settle down, for crying out loud. Got me covered in oil over here. This way it didn't hit my exhaust pipe, which is good. So I'll undo the top and we'll drain out the rest of it. All right, so I had this draining for about 15 minutes. It's basically a slow drip now. So I'm gonna close it up. And I forgot to mention, I also did get new crush washers, which were, I believe, $6.99 altogether for 6 of them. So don't forget these new crush washers. I'm gonna replace this lower bolt and then drain out the side couplers. So this is the bottom main diff bolt. As you can see, it's magnetic, so it picks up a lot of magnetic particles from the diff wearing in over time. So let me wipe this clean because we do not want this going back in here covered with all this metallic parts. Look at all that metallic gears that came off of that. So let me clean this up real good and we'll put it back in. So I've drained the other coupler already. Let me do this one. And you're gonna see that the fluid is still nice and bright red. It's not burnt, so it's still good fluid. I'm just changing it. You can see it's nice and bright red. Perfectly good fluid, but we're gonna replace it. And I'll show you guys on the magnet right here. You know, it did catch some particles here, which is doing its job. So we're just gonna clear these out, make sure we got good fluid in here. And if I don't ever track the car and just normal street driving, I probably won't do the rear diff change again until probably around 75,000 miles, because at 25K it is still perfectly clean and looking good. So at 50,000 in another 25 it'll be overkill, so I'll do it at 75 if I still have the car for that long amount of time. But I'm gonna let this drain out and we'll get to the filling process. So the reason I got these easy squeeze packs is because it's a very tight space up here where we're gonna be shoving this in and filling right there at the top. So I can't really get a good angle to place the camera to record this, but basically you're gonna cut this tip, shove it into the hole as so, and then you're gonna squeeze this bottle in until it starts pouring out. Once it starts pouring out, then you are going to let it just keep pouring out until it becomes a drip. Once it starts to be a slow drip, you tighten the fill plug and you're done. So let me get to it. This is one of the messiest jobs ever. I'm covered in freaking transmission fluid. But if you look up here, that's the fill plug and it's sunken in compared to the drain plug. So every time you fill it, it's gonna drip down onto this cable, onto this, so it's kind of annoying. It gets everywhere. Poor design if you ask me. But they're both filled. I'm gonna try to get the rear diff on camera. It's up there, it's pretty tight. But I'm gonna try to film that for you guys so you get an idea of more or less when to close it once it starts dripping. So let me try to place the camera so you guys can see. And all right, let's see what we could get on camera here for you guys. Don't know if it's gonna be much, but it's gonna be something. So let me open this up. Oh. I have my drain plug closed. Make sure. Yes, it's closed. So this is an even tighter fit because I got the hook right here, the coupler right here. So I'm gonna try to get this in here somehow. I mean, thank God for these bags, whoever thought of this, because without this, it would be so hard. Man, I can barely even get this in there. Maybe if I go from this angle, on the side of this. There we go. All right, we're in. So I'm gonna just squeeze this. Get this bad boy in there. As you can see, some is dripping, but that's just because the poor angle to get this stuff in here. Let me crumple up the bag a little bit. All right, that's one bag in. Now it won't come out. Okay, so as you can see, I still have a little bit in there. I'm probably gonna pour it into this one once I start filling it. But it went pretty well. As you can see right now, nothing is dripping. That means our fluid level is not all the way to the top where it's supposed to be. So let me fill the rest of this into here. just so none of it is wasted. Wasted. The same thing. Man, my hands are greasy and oily. Shit, this is no fun of a job, let me tell you. This is probably so much easier when you don't have this torque vectoring diff, I'll tell you that for sure. Because it's not in the way. So those of you RCF guys that don't have a torque vectoring diff, good for you. Alright, let me try to finesse you in here. Sorry, I hope my head is not in the way of the camera. Okay, we are in, and I'm gonna squeeze as much as I can until it starts pouring out of here. Which I believe is about now. All right, so as you guys can see, it is a steady stream right now. Steady stream, okay? Once this starts to trickle, that's how I know it's fully leveled off, and we're gonna reinstall this piece right here. So I'm hoping you guys see that. Yep, there it is, slowly dripping. Once this starts to trickle, we'll put in the drain plug. All right, it has started to drip, and I am going to reinstall the plug. Make sure you're careful so you don't cross thread. And that's it. I'm going to tighten that down. I believe torque specs are about 26 foot-pounds, but I'm going to go just nice hand tightness. Wipe everything down. Make sure there's none of this oil on your exhaust when you start it, because I'm sure it's going to smell. And just like that, guys, you have replaced your rear differential fluid and your torque vectoring fluid with brand new fluid for $100. Yes, it is a little greasy and messy, but it's not the end of the world. So show yourself. Why is your face and your paw red? Because you were helping daddy and you laid in the transmission fluid that laid on the ground, huh? Now you need a haircut and a bath. Alright guys, so it's been a few days since I swapped the differential fluid and the side coupler torque vectoring diff fluids with AMSOIL. No leaks, everything is smooth as butter, so easy breezy job. If you guys want to do it, tackle it. It's not that hard. Just get some crush washers so you don't reuse the old ones and you're good to go. Take care. I'll see you on the next video.